You know that feeling when you're in a gallery or a museum, just completely stopped in your tracks by a piece of art, and you think, I want to be a part of this world? Well, think of this as your roadmap. We're going to help you make that leap from being a passionate admirer to a really savvy strategic art collector.
So what is the real difference between someone who just buys art and a true collector? I'll tell you, it's not just about having a bigger wallet. Not at all. It's about mindset, it's about strategy, and it's about knowing the unwritten rules of the game. We're going to dive into what it really means to build a collection with intention, whether you're doing it for pure joy, for profit, or to build a lasting legacy.
Okay, before you even think about placing a bid or swiping a card, you have to start right here. Your motivation, your why. That is the absolute foundation for your entire collection. And believe me, it will shape every single decision you make from here on out.
This quote from Sam Lewishon just gets to the very heart of it. You have to begin with what speaks to you on a gut level. The best collections, the ones that really last, they always start with a genuine emotional connection. So before you even consider the artist's name or their place in history, the very first question has to be, do I love this?
Now, what's really interesting is that your personal why gets a very official label from, you guessed it, the IRS. You're either a collector, which they see as a hobby, or you're an investor, driven by profit. And this is not just a bunch of fancy words. This distinction has massive implications for your taxes, your deductions, and your whole financial strategy.
Okay, so you've defined your motivation. Fantastic. Now it's time to step into the arena. The art market, it can seem pretty intimidating, right? A world of exclusive galleries and these high-stakes auctions. But there are way more entry points than you might think. Let's break down where you should even begin.
This chart pretty much lays out the entire auction landscape for you. You've got these two titans, Christie's and Sotheby's, controlling almost 2/3 of the whole market. They're the big names for a reason. But look at that other slice of the pie. That's where you find the regional houses and the online platforms, and honestly, that's where some of the best opportunities for new collectors are hiding.
But look, auctions are only one part of the story. And while they can be a huge thrill, art fairs, now that's arguably the best training ground for a new collector. Yeah, they can feel a little intense, but they are basically a crash course in the entire contemporary art world, all packed under one roof.
The veteran art dealer Sean Kelly just nails it here. Don't go to your first art fair thinking you have to buy something. That's not the goal. Go with the goal of learning. See what you're drawn to, see what you hate, and see what completely surprises you. It is a masterclass in developing your own unique taste.
So how do you tackle a fair like a pro? You gotta be strategic. Grab a map. Don't be shy about circling back to a booth you liked and talking to the gallerists. And here's a pro tip. Always ask what else they have. The best pieces are often hiding in the back room, just waiting for someone to show some serious interest. And remember, you're not just buying an object, you're starting a relationship with a gallerist that represents that artist.
Okay, you've done the research, you've been educating your eye, and then you see it. You've found a piece that you absolutely must have. Now comes the make or break moment, the acquisition. This is where all that passion has to meet some serious pragmatism.
All right, here is something that trips up almost every single new buyer at an auction. That number you hear when the hammer finally comes down, yeah, that is rarely the final price you will actually pay. Not even close. On top of your winning bid, you have to account for the buyer's premium. This is the auction house's commission, their cut, and it can add a staggering 25 to 28% to the hammer price. And that's before you even start talking about taxes or shipping or insurance. You have to factor this in before you even think about raising your paddle. And this data shows you exactly why being prepared is everything. I mean, just look at the difference here. A professional bidder who comes in with a clear strategy has more than double the success rate of someone who's just kind of winging it. Success in that auction room is not about luck, it's all about discipline.
So, what this really means is that your most important work happens before the sale even starts. You should treat this as your non-negotiable checklist. You have to verify the provenance, the ownership history. You have to scrutinize the condition report for any hidden damage. And always, if you can, see the work in person. A picture on a screen just can't tell you the whole story.
The piece is yours. Congratulations. But for a true collector, the acquisition, that's just the start of a much longer journey. Now you have to think about how this piece fits into your life, your finances, and ultimately your future.
Now, for those of you with that investor mindset we were talking about earlier, there are some incredibly powerful financial tools out there. A like-kind exchange lets you sell a piece of art and then roll the profits into a new one, say a painting for another painting, all while deferring the capital gains taxes. It's basically like getting an interest-free loan from the government to upgrade your collection.
But for so many serious collectors, the goal eventually moves beyond just personal ownership. It becomes about stewardship. It's about contributing to the bigger cultural conversation and making sure the art can be seen and enjoyed by other people too.
This right here is one of the ultimate moves for a serious collector. By setting up an art foundation, you can create a formal structure to manage and share your collection. This not only lets you loan works to major museums or even open your own, but it also comes with some major tax benefits, all while you get to maintain control over the collection's destiny.
The late great collector and philanthropist Eli Broad just said it best. By planning your collection's future, whether it's through donations or creating a foundation, you get to shape its legacy yourself. You get to make sure that art continues to inspire people long after you're gone.
And so, we end right back where we started, with your why. As you set off on this incredible journey, this is the question to really hold on to. Are you just building a portfolio of financial assets? Or are you curating a story, your story, that's going to become a lasting cultural legacy? The choice, ultimately, is yours.